Okay, there we go.
Okay, I'll tell you what everyone's thinking. This is all sparking amazing!
Uh, oh wait, does the game have? Is the game capturing audio? Yeah, it is. Okay. You can take the eye patches off now. Won't need them past this point. Oh, right. And you're sure about that? I mean, clearly she is Noah. One, she has her eye patch off, and two, she kind of lives here. Uh, the city's got some signal jamming tech that functions just like the eye patches, blocking detection by Mobius. Couldn't you just hook that up in the lower part of the sword? We're safe inside, you have my word. I suppose that must be the reason why we haven't been able to discover the city thus far. You got that right? This place has our last redoubt? Redoubt? Because the second half of it's doubt. Redoubt? Although the fact that it's a different word implies that it may be pronounced differently. It's our last redoubt? I don't know. And our sole haven in this world. But as soon as we step outside, Mobius are all over us. Like a bad wool sweater. And what I'm saying is, don't forget your eye patches when you're out and about, that's all. So what I'm saying. I hear you loud and clear. We'll remember. I want to draw attention to these characters really quick. Mio is Agnan, and she's a cat woman. Agnans sometimes have cat ears. Oh, class. No, sure.
Be safe and snug.
Uh, Senna is Agnan, and she's got, like the energy. We've seen that before. We've seen Mio's cat ears before. Uni's Kavesi, she's got the bird wings. We've seen that before with Kavesi. Lance is made out of, like, rock. We've seen that before with Kavesi. Okay. Monica's Agnian. Tyon's Agnian. Noah is Kavesi. What genetic trait does Noah, Tyon, and Monica have that make them unique to their race? Like, what trait do those three have? Because I don't know what makes them specifically Kavesi or Agnian. Tyon and Monica being of dark skin implies that Kavesi, Senna as well, implies that they're, that's a trait of Kavesi. One, Mio contradicts that. And two, if we go to heroes, Ashira also contradicts that because she's of dark skin as well. And she's Kavesi. So, like, what is what trait does Noah, Tyon, and Monica have that make them, or Shania as well? Like, what traits do they have that make them part of the race? Because only Agnians are cat-eared or have, like, core crystals. Only Kavesi have, like, the rocky skin of lands or wings. But then there's some people of either side who are just people. Like, Noah doesn't have any, like, unique thing that makes him specifically Kavesi. And neither does Tyon. I don't know. They're just people. Like, you see someone with bird ears and you can assume that they're Kavesi. You see someone with fire and you can assume they're Agnian. I don't know. It's weird.
This is the city.
It sure took us long enough. We shouldn't relax just yet, though.
Why the spark not?
We don't even know if they're really our allies yet. We can't get complacent.
Still on guard, huh?
Unlike some of you daydreamers, yes.
I'd like to believe them. Their eyes, they look the same as his.
They said they opposed Mobius, didn't they? It should be okay then, to trust them.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. Gotcha.
Bloody sparks. Why do I bother?
Again, I said it before the last time the term got brought up. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. There's a counter to that. The enemy of our enemy is sometimes a much worse enemy. If someone's doing enough bad for you to consider them an enemy, and they, automatically they're bad, and they have an enemy themselves, well, either, one, they're good enough that the bad of your enemy opposes them, therefore good and good combined can beat them. Sure, there's value in that. However, good and bad, lesser good, lesser bad, greater good, greater bad, you don't know if it's a case of regular bad or greater bad fighting lesser, greater, or neutral bad. So, and I don't know. Enemy of our enemy is, enemy of our enemy should be a potential, or maybe a potential ally, is a good view on that point, for me at least.
Thank you, Tyon, for looking out for us.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'll follow your lead. But please, stay vigilant.
Of course we will.
New allied colony data.
To interrupt as well there. Tyon. Noah's like,
Colony relations.
hey, thank you for watching out for us. Antagonistic. Noah's like, hey, thank you for keeping an eye on us. And Tyon's like, yeah, sure, whatever. There's a little bit of like a relational thing there, where like Noah trusts Tyon to have their back.
It's bigger than half a dozen colonies.
Are there really so many people? This is beyond anything we could imagine.
A lot of cutscenes and stuff are going to happen, so I'm not going to talk much. So I'll chime in when I have important stuff to say. So enjoy the lack of me.
Ouroboros, yeah. So they're Ouroboros?
And they're from Kevus and Agnes. But they're just a bunch of kids.
Watch yourselves. There could be secret spies.
It's over. This place will be a war zone.
They're all whispering about us.
I feel we're not exactly welcome here.
Uninvited guests, one might say.
They're the ones who led us here. Oh, hey! Doesn't she look similar to the Mobius we fought at Colony 4?
It's true. Wrinkly prune faces abound here.
Manana spy tiny people too! It's whole undiscovered race!
No. They must be humans just like us.
Remember, at this point, I mentioned several times throughout this that the earliest stages of a soldier's life in this universe is age 10. Age 10's, like, yeah, it's young, but it's quite a bit older than, say, 4 or 5. So, no one them, they have no experience with children. They know young people, of course. Like Senna's comment back in the castle of, they look like first-termers. clearly they understand, like, oh, the smaller you are, the younger you are. But they haven't seen people quite this small or young.
So you're Ouroboros, eh?
Huh?
You've got what, 1 or 2 years left? Some hope you are.
Don't know why Van Dam wasted that power on you. What was he thinking?
What's your problem? Mind your manners.
Let me introduce you. These were our Ouroboros candidates. They trained relentlessly to fight against Mobius. Each and every one of them. That includes Shania there.
Candidates?
You happy that you stole Ouroboros from us?
All right, that's enough. Whatever the reason, the old man did choose them. To be fair, they have gone against quite a few Mobius already. They're the real thing, all right. You heard Shania's reports.
What reports?
I had her monitor your actions with extreme scrutiny. All the way from the valley.
Huh?
Since way back then?
Together, we are united in our cause.
Miss Vanden.
All right then.
Kind of showing you the respect Monica has here. Where, yeah, they hate us, they're jealous that we took their quote-unquote right. Yet, Monica's like, people just shut up, they're the ones with the power now, there's nothing we could do about it, just deal with it. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. We'll listen to you. Like, I don't know, little bit of a relationship to Monica there. Because Monica does turn out to be a somewhat important character.
Please, it's not their fault. They're not a bad lot, really.
That's easy for you to say.
Well, that was awkward as all ash.
We have some new names registered.
Now, I love this game. I really do. I honestly think, like, little bit of information for you about me. I have a lot of games I've played. I have played quite a bit of games. If I had to pinpoint a favorite game for the or as a Switch exclusive, my favorite game of all time is Dark Souls. I love that game so much. That is a great game. Dark Souls 1. I love that game with a passion. Not a Switch exclusive. There's plenty of other games I love that are kind of drawing a blank in my mind at the moment because, well, surprise, surprise, I've been drinking a bit. That's kind of my MO. There's plenty of games on the Switch that I like. Monster Hunter Rise, which is no longer Switch exclusive. Love that game. As I said, that Dark Souls. Diablo 3. Love that game. Game's fantastic. I love Diablo 3. My favorite Switch exclusive, because Diablo and Dark Souls and Monster Hunter and Payday 2 and all those, you're able to get on other consoles. My favorite game you can only get on Switch is Xenoblade 3.
You just leave things to me.
It is my favorite Switch game. I love this game with a passion. And it's, mind you, the reason I love this game is hard to put into words at the moment. Eventually, I will have an easier time explaining it because more key points will be pulled out. But I love this game. And I, of course, when the moments come, I will mention them. But just, I absolutely love this game. I don't remember what started this topic. Whoopsies! Oh, no, I remember. I love this game with a passion. But the whole game, think of this game as a balloon. The beginning of the game, up until Ouroboros, is a deflated balloon. We don't care about any of these guys. And then for each plot point, a tiny bit of air is blown into it. By the time you get to this point, the balloon is like a quarter filled, half full. There's not a lot that you know. We still don't know what each of these characters' deals are, because a lot of these characters have a deal. We've learned a little bit. Like Senna's wanting to fit in deal and all that stuff. We'll elaborate more on that later, but at the moment, that's, you know, we don't know much about these characters still. We've learned a little bit. Like the consoles, those two consoles looking like Noah and Mio, and Senna fitting in, and Tyon's connection to Nimue. By the time you get to this point, each plot point was a tiny, like, little puff of air into the balloon of plot. This game, like, by the time you get here, it's just each one's a deep breath. And it gets to be a little overwhelming. So I'll try to break down each point when I get to it for you guys. Because, you know, let's be honest. The only videos I have on my channel that are really getting views at the moment are my kid-friendly stuff, like SpongeBob and Fairly OddParents. And mind you, YouTube's kind of a platform for everyone, but, you know, kids are more prevalent. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of views for this. And if I do, you know, I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you. So I'll try to explain it and break it down when I get to it. Just, if you've stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, and of course, we've been learning a bit of plot. Shania was a lost number. Apparently candidate leaders a negative effect for them. These are all candidate Ouroboros. We're learning a bit. Serene Square. What's so serene about it? Nisik. What a name.
You said that you were monitoring us earlier. So is that why you stormed the castle?
After the Ouroboros stone activated, Shania relayed the info straight back to us. So I'd been looking for a chance to contact you.
Oh, really?
We reckoned that you would just head straight here. What we did not expect was for you to dive straight into the heart of the enemy's base. I was flipping out. Your actions were so reckless. I started to wonder if our saviors were just a bunch of raving lunatics. It kind of looked that way.
That's a little too harsh.
Sorry, poor choice of words. How about hotheads?
Yeah, that's not a lot better.
Still, it helped us complete one of our primary objectives. Securing a number of growth modules.
What are those?
I'll show you. You'll find it quite interesting. It's the very reason why we fight.
We have some new names registered.
Oh boy, more people. Olive. Kryto. Is it Kryto? Kryto. Nisik. Sima? Sima? It's a girl, so it's probably Sima. Oh no, that's sexist. Jansen. Shania. Sorry. Monica. For 34, she looks like she's 68.
So that's the state of affairs.
He just hit her like a sack of potatoes.
be the same here.
So that girl was keeping an eye on us. Did you notice, Mimi?
No. She didn't so much as make my ears twitch.
So that's the state of affairs.
What do you mean it doesn't seem to be responding? Did I leave her? Oh no, she just went the wrong way. Or the other way.
We're now more or less above the sword's hilt guard. Even this place was once ravaged by war. By Kevis and Agnes.
Has the war really spread this far?
There's even more. More husks underneath.
Thanks.
This right here is what the world is really like. Designed to keep us shackled.
Keep us shackled?
Oh boy. Tiny cutscene aside. Time to actually go to where I thought we were supposed to be going.
Hey, no. You know that pile of husks earlier? You aren't thinking about sending those on, are you?
I think that would be asking a bit too... Actually...
Noah. He's innocent, I love him.
Aren't those...
Cradles.
Your so-called cradles are the growth modules that birthed you. You were conscripted from birth, trained to kill one another ruthlessly and steal each other's life. That life energy pours into the flame clocks, becoming the fuel that feeds Mobius. In order for Mobius to exist, they must continue to claim life energy. And these cradles right here, they're used to recycle your lives.
Ethel.
Yeah. You live your lives in servitude so that Mobius can exist. And even in death, there's no release. You'll just keep getting recycled.
No way.
There's your shackles. Soldiers bound by Mobius's shackles are destined only for mutual destruction. Those who lose their lives in battle, they're reborn anew. They wake from a castle cradle, a blank slate without a scrap of their former memories.
Wait, then that husk I saw.
But if we keep your lives bound to the bodies, as we're doing here, they're of no use to them. This way, we can whittle away at their power.
So you've been doing this over and over again, then?
That's right. You don't want to know for how long, believe me. And yet, the price we pay to take down just a handful of Mobius is immeasurable. The city's residents, we're all descendants of the first Ouroboros.
The first Ouroboros?
What's a descendant?
Right. That's not a word you'd have any use for either, I suppose. Better to see for yourselves. Come, I'll show you.
Okay. Learning a little bit there. That, these are expendable, renewable, recyclable reusable food sources for Mobius.
We're born to fight, and then we die. Over and over and over.
I can hardly believe it, but it was Ethel, without a doubt.
Learning a little bit about what the world is like. You learn a lot in this tiny area, and it becomes a little bit overwhelming. Hate to admit it. It's one of the great points. It's a great part, don't get me wrong. Okay, I took a quick break. Where do we go? Continuing to follow Shania. Or should I head down there? On the exact same path we took. Oh, is this the baby cutscene? Oh, I hope it's the baby cutscene. It's my favorite cutscene in the game. Yep, I think it is.
So that's the place where new humans are born?
She all the way over Mashania.
I'd love to sit in on the production process.
I'd love to sit on the production process. Alexandria is just a cook, apparently. Goodness.
Where are we?
This is a maternity ward.
Maternity?
Doctor, may I? Come.
It's so small.
It's a little person.
It's so teensy tiny, but it moves.
Much rejoicing!
It's okay to touch her. Gently now.
She's so warm.
Place one finger in her palm.
Hey, Sana! Look at this! You need to try it too!
Oh.
Whoa, you're right. Mimi, it's incredible.
Let me have a turn. What? This is incredible, Senna.
funny, right? But this is human beings' true nature. If you want the ins and outs, go and ask the doctor.
All right then, lads and lasses. Who wants to know how babies are made? Well, you're in for a surprise. Buckle up.
This is how it should be. This is human nature. We are born defenseless, grow up. Then those who find a spouse create new life together, age, then return to the earth. Thank you. I mean it.
Monica, what was that word you used? Spouse?
A partner in romance. The feeling of having someone very precious to you. That'd be one way of putting it. You'll understand too someday. Or it might be that you already do.
Absolutely love that cutscene. From it just, I don't know, it puts in place just how little about human nature Agnes and Confessi know.
Right, what have we got around here?
From the classic line of all right, lads and lasses, who wants to know how babies are made? To tie on being eager to, put his finger on a baby's hand. I'm the eldest in a group of 6. So I know the feeling of that. Putting your finger in a baby's hand. That is the most precious feeling on the planet. Being like an older brother putting your finger on a baby sister's hand. That is the most precious feeling. Because babies are like even so much as a flick can cause them permanent damage. Babies are so fragile, so putting your hand in something like a portal. So putting your finger in a baby's hand is so precious. So I get Tyon's reaction of like his over ecstaticism. I love that cutscene. To Monica, putting Van Damme's, or sorry, Guernica's eye patch down. Guernica, of course, being her dad. These characters don't know what dads are, but her like quietly memorializing her father. Even this guy just sitting here quietly, put his head down at the grave. That's what these are. These are gravestones. Or grave names. If I could decipher the text, the one on this one would probably say Vandom. But, I don't know. One of my favorite cutscenes. I genuinely love that cutscene.
Tyon, look.
It looks the same as the one before.
Who are they?
The first Ouroboros. The founders, we call them.
The first Ouroboros?
That one. She looks a bit like Mimi.
Look at this. He's got Noah's chin.
And the others don't look like anyone.
Tell us about them.
Long, long ago, they gained the power of Ouroboros. It let them match Mobius blow for blow. The city folk you see here, we're all descended from them.
Bound by their blood?
It was the queens, so they say. Kevis and Agnes. Their powers united created Ouroboros. Ouroboros are the only ones that can take down a Mobius. Although, there can only be 6 Ouroboros alive at one time. By activating the stone's cage here, those with aptitude can become Ouroboros.
Only 6? Why so few of them? I get it. That's why they got so upset.
Finally clicked? There's only so many seats and stones. The one that my father was moving, it took a long time to be found.
Think I'm finally getting the gist of this whole Ouroboros deal. But the queens?
Not those sham figureheads in the castles. The real queens.
Yes, real queens. I knew that soulless piece of clockwork junk wasn't the real deal.
Does that mean our queen is false too?
We're still trying to pinpoint the true queens. They're out there somewhere, sleeping.
What for?
Why else? To take our world back from Mobius and set things to rights. The true queens will help us there.
Hang on a bleeding second. Ouroboros were born, like, generations ago, right? But you said the queens are sleeping. Are they humans who can even live that long?
Now that I don't know too much about.
Then what do you know?
Well, the legend goes that both of the queens, their lifespans are supposed to be incomparably longer than ours.
And you're pinning your hopes on that?
At the moment, that's about all we can do.
All right. So, when the world is back to rights, then what?
The people you've seen here, the way they live their lives, that could be everyone. Babies, Children, adults, the old, they're all a part of nature's cycle.
And that would go for us too.
There'll be more to life than just fighting to survive. We'll weave the tale that we were always meant to tell.
Don't give up. 10 years? You kids deserve better. The only thing that can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids and your alone.
Though, some of us around here still ain't too keen on the idea.
What?
So, those people from before,
They're happy living in the moment. As long as they can hide away and cover their eyes, they don't give a damn about the rest.
So our lives mean nothing to them.
If they can't see or hear you, then as far as they're concerned, you don't even exist.
closing their eyes to what's in front of them.
A lot of folks here think that way.
But that's just like Mobius. Then the only difference is whether or not they benefit directly.
You catch on quick. I can see why my dad chose you guys. But the will of the Founders, it lives on in us warriors. Mobius can't reign forever. If we can continue freeing young folk like you, maybe life can get back to how it should be. That would be best for all of us.
For sure. I'm with you. I think we'd have to be lunatics not to believe you, after what you've shown us.
I believe it too. Seeing how you live your lives, it made me feel really envious. Feeling that warmth, part of nature's cycle. We need to protect that. I agree. It was so precious.
Zoom in on Shania's face for way too bloody long. Text boxes. Shania. More walking to do? This is the last stretch. Let's get you to the dorms. Yeah, the whole cutscene with the Kev's and Agnes warnings have combined to form a single Mobius warning level.
So these are the so-called children.
Oh.
There's been changes to colony relations.
And they're sick-termers like me? They must live for so long.
I love that. If you equip the various heroes, they have all sorts of different dialogues, but Alexandria's are just my favorite. Like, they're just... Hers are some of my favorite Alexandria's lines, because she's calculative. She's intelligent, right? So it's a case of, like, oh, these are children, and they're my age, roughly? And yeah, they are, like, these are 6-year-olds, which technically, that's what Alexandria is. She's 6, technically. If we discard the whole they start at 10, she's 6. Now, mind you, of course, if you go to affinity chart, I gotta find her. Let's call him Tao. It's weird to think that Juniper is older than, what's her face? Than, Alexandria. Where's Alexandria? I think she's down here somewhere. Where is she? Come on! Where is she? I can't prove my point. Colony 5, I think. Here she is. Yeah, she's technically 6. Oh, these two have a relationship. reliable colleagues, fierce, shaky relationships. On the same squad, yeah. Yeah, Alexandria is like, she's technically 6. Wow, like, if we go to, I don't know where they all are, man. Where's people in the city? I think that's the people in the city. Well, like, Shania is technically older than her. She's technically the same age as Nisik, which is 16. Monica's 33, and she looks a lot older than she is. But anyway, don't even remember where that topic was going. Anyway, I gotta end this part off. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.